And a whole lot of exciting news. A whole lot on my Monday slate. In fact, I have so much news that I don't even have the chance to cover all of it today. But first and foremost, LTBR Daily. Let's talk Battle Rap Daily on caffeine, Monday through Thursdays, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30 to 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Let's get a quick rundown of the chat and everybody in the building. Right, CJC's in the building. Oh, Jazz the Rapper, what up though? Jazz the Rapper, I saw your reverse on Saturday. And I have to say, honestly, you went against some really great rounds from Arsenal. But your rounds were fantastic. And Arsenal actually pulled out two of his more recent rounds, which is kind of interesting to think that he's been around 12 plus years. And two of the best rounds he put out there was from 2018 and 19. It's kind of crazy to think that somebody can still hit new levels and peaks after 12 years in the game. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Your rounds are fantastic too, man. Your round for 40. Lord have mercy, man. Lord have mercy. Flight 96 in the building. Hip Hop is real. What up? Hands the Great. Quint 1203. Lil Reggie. What up, though? CP3. My regulars. Hardcore Flavor. Shaz. Sue Surf Lawyer in the building. Protecting Sue Surf as always, as he does. Juan Tata in the building. What up, though? Tata Danya. Savage Vandraws. Cone 123. Toaster Jamas. KVN, Delis, you know what I'm saying? Pretty Blazed. Misfits, time is up, says Shaz. Well, listen, man. That in itself has a storyline too, all right? Let's just put a little perspective of what it's like to be media this week, right? Because we have so many headlines over the last 48 hours. We have 3 different diss records that dropped, right? Between the Top Tier remix, Tay-Rock dropping a remix, Tay-Rock dropping a diss track, Lady Caution about to drop a diss track. Like, it's a lot of diss tracks in the air. Just good energy. Cassidy Hitman obviously got announced. Born Legacy 12 happened over the weekend, so bunch of recaps and storylines. And you can expect a couple of app drops this week. The Double Impact full card announced. That's crazy. Jazz and Fit is an ongoing storyline, and Misfit actually responded last night on my dumb advice. So there's an update on that timeline of events, right? And we have 2 events this weekend. Understand, this is a very busy slot for us. This is an amazing time to be media, as always. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say when leagues compete, because I don't feel like it's competition. I feel like leagues are supposed to be active all year round. And when multiple leagues are being players in the game, RB and URL creating events in the same month for a couple weeks apart from each other, the consumer wins, and more importantly, the media wins, because we have things to talk about, things to create content for, things to promo, right? The battle rappers who are now media wins too, because now they got things to talk about, and you as the consumer have way more battles to watch. So I'm not upset at any of this. I love all that's going on. We're going to open up the show today talking about the Double Impact card. Let's get this up on the screen here. Freaking pull it up. All right, man. Murda Mook and Calicoe. Murderland is coming back. What up, Dre? Dre25. Double Impact needs a crowd. I'm sorry. We'll talk about that in a second. Murda Mook and Calicoe is coming back to battle T-Top and New Jersey Twork. You can tell this is a little bit of a reminiscence of Murderland versus Dark Life. Obviously, Murderland probably still has a couple T-Top bars. They might scrap a whole brand new 3 rounds. Some battle rappers do that. But it wouldn't surprise me if there's a little bit of material they can salvage from what they didn't get a chance to perform at Summer Impact and Summer Impact Reloaded. And as far as T-Top, I'm sure he has a little bit of Mook and Calicoe bars. He almost battled Calicoe one-on-one December, January. So, and he also had 2 rounds of Murderland material that he never used. And handpicked his partner, New Jersey Twork. Now, I know the first question for a lot of people before they talk about any matches with Double Impact is, will there be a crowd? And I can confirm that it may be up to 50 people in attendance, as per the staff via Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a strange place. Like, you can kind of get a lot of news from there, a lot of interesting facts, but it's just feels wrong to screen record and report everything you hear from there. It's a public outlet, but it feels like a private conversation. I still don't know what to do with Clubhouse, to be honest. But when I hear certain things from specific people, staff, rappers, and media, I just take note of it, for in the future when things arise. And JB was on there and said there may be a crowd of up to 50 people. So, Gergie says Clubhouse is like Discord for rich people. Why is it only available on iPhone? I've been in the Clubhouse for like a year. I'd much rather Murderland versus gun titles. What? 50 people? Wow. Well, Jazz, I mean, they said they might be up to 50. And with there being 20 MCs on the card, if you give all those 20 MCs a +1, that's already 40 people in attendance, plus the staff. That's probably close to 50 something right there, you know? So I can definitely see there being 50 if everybody uses their +1 and nobody brings +2, or nobody says, hey, you three not using your +1s, let me take it and make it a +4 for me. You know what I mean? So as long as nobody does any of that stuff, I can see there being up to 50 people. You know, Toast Jama says informants be screen recording and telling shit. I agree. There's something about screen recording on Clubhouse that just feels wrong. It doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. But Murda Mook and Calicoe versus T-Top and New Jersey Twork. Before I give my take, let's talk to you guys. What do you guys think? I have a bunch of people in the live today. It's a nice, exciting Monday morning. Give me your opinion, thoughts, takes on Murda Mook and Calicoe versus T-Top and New Jersey Twork. Anesthesia Clubhouse is kind of like a Discord for iPhones where people kind of like all have one big public conversation. CJC says Twork's going to talk to Mook. Jazz says recording on Clubhouse gives me peeping Tom vibes. Recording on Clubhouse just feels wrong. It just doesn't feel right. It's just nasty. It's very nasty behavior. I don't approve of it. Tata says it's going to be crazy. 4Time says good morning. Good morning, 4Time. Murderland 2-1 says hands the great. Savage says hope Top can freestyle when Twork chokes. Yikes. That's a lot of pessimism on a Monday morning. God damn. Have some breakfast and be excited. Hope for the best. We rooting for chokes? Top and Twork could have round of the night, says Lil Reggie. I can see that. Mook is bringing one person, says Dree. Yeah, all right. Yeah, Dree. You know the vibes, man. You know the vibes. So maybe they take everybody's +1 away and give +19 to Mook, and they call it a day. That could happen. Jazz says, I'm excited to see Mook get barked on. I think a lot of people are excited for that too, Jazz. No, Mook hasn't really faced a person with that high energy of level of aggression. Like, although Twork's aggressive and gets loud, he does have a real like mellow, passive way of kind of like just always his demeanor is always like real chill. Even when he's not battling, he's never like that amped. You know what I'm saying? So like he's never had somebody that can really amplify their volume of their voice at him. Because Iron and Lux couldn't do so, and Dark Life only had like a round of a battle before it got like canceled. Or you know, we saw what happened. So with Twork having all that bass, it's gonna look really interesting to see. And Twork is tall. I think he's taller than Mook, right? So him leaning over Mook with his hoodie on, screaming in Mook's face with all these like similes and metaphors and the performance, it's gonna be a sight to watch. Don Marino, what up, Chico? Heard you did good work over the weekend. I can't wait to see it. Wink, wink. You know I will be getting the drop soon. So once I see it, I will be reaching out. I've been waiting on Clubhouse invite for almost 2 months. Damn, is that nice? You don't have any friends, man. I'll give you an invite. Hit me up. Twork's energy is gonna be through the roof. Hey yo, wink, wink. All right, let's talk about Mook, Cal, Top, and Twork. First and foremost, let's not do any of this weird, like, why is Twork getting Murda Mook thing? Like this, I want to cancel that before it even starts, all right? Because let's keep in mind that New Jersey Twork is somebody that we could have lost last year, right? And so everybody's just really grateful and happy to have him back around, and he deserves the opportunities that he's getting. Obviously, when a lot of our battle rappers that have gone through things in the streets or outside of the ring that we've almost lost them, they come back with a special appreciation for life, and we come back for a special appreciation for them, right? And it's also a 2-on-2, so it's not like he's getting Mook individually, right? So I'm very grateful for Twork to appreciate life, and we should appreciate him. I remember when Bad News had his incident last year, right? And we almost lost him. Thank God we didn't. His first battle back was against Twork. You know why? Because we want to appreciate that you're still with us. We're going to give you the plate that you deserve. We're going to give you a plate to reach your maximum potential. So I don't want to hear none of that. Twork doesn't like, stop that. That doesn't exist here. But more importantly, to the actual battle, I'm really, really interested to see what Murderland does, because on the stage there was opportunity to say, can they be explosive enough? Can they land enough haymakers? In this bubble, in this small COVID setting, or this smaller COVID setting, Mook was feasting, right? He was fantastic against Twork in his debut. Calicoe was feasting. He was fantastic against Verb in his debut. So you put two guys who had spectacular debuts in the bubble to team up against each other versus T-Top, who's been pretty good in the bubble, but from the app, he's lost his last couple battles. Like, he's lost to Easy, he's lost to Beat-Eye, he's lost to Bill, and those are all 3 small room battles. I'm not saying he didn't fall in those battles, they're not debatable, but the public on the app has him losing. And Twork has been fantastic against Jay. His third round had a lot of turbulence. I know people weren't happy to see that, but his first round showed that he can still be as explosive as ever. I think T-Top is extremely responsible, so if there's any inquiries that Twork won't complete his rounds, T-Top is too professional to allow Twork to be unprepared. All right? So you can count on it. I will bet my money, take it to the bank, that T-Top will not allow Twork to have any glitches, to have any turbulence, to have any hiccups. He's going to make sure he's ready. All right? And I think Twork's going to make sure he's ready too. So I have no pessimism in me about what can possibly happen with the match. At this point, I'm just curious to see how does Mook and Calicoe offset that level of explosiveness and the storytelling that T-Top's going to present. Like, T-Top's going to present a great story, right? He's going to set the story up, and Twork's going to add on to the story with a metaphor. Like, that's going to be every line. And when you've seen Twork's debut on Summer Impact with Suge, I got to be honest, Monstars looked unbeatable that night. They looked like the best team that night. They really did. I hate the fact that they battled them 30 days later against NWX. Kind of took away the allure of like keeping this great chemistry you guys built. But the point is, Twork is good in 2-on-2s. Jazz says, good point. Top's going to be calm. Then Twork's going to come out of nowhere wilding. Where's CC, says Don. CC's on tomorrow. Today's my solo show. Tomorrow we're on together. Wednesday, CC solo show. We're splitting up the work because we lost a co-host. Well, we didn't lose a co-host. He just had to take some time off right now. So we got to bury the burden amongst each other. So she'll be on tomorrow and Wednesday. Don Marino, if you care to see her face and not mine's, I understand. Top and Twork. Great team. I know people are going to be like, oh, it's just NWX versus Murderland. Public announcement. Twork is not NWX. So don't call it that neither, right? This is just Top and Twork, who have great chemistry, a great friendship, and are ready to put their talents together in a masterful performance, going against one of the greatest, two of the greatest of we've ever seen in battle. One of Detroit's greatest and one of Harlem's greatest. I'm just really interested to see if Calicoe and Mook still have that same impact in their presence as they did in their debuts. Because it's almost like just because you're combining two really good things together doesn't always mean it'll work. But I got to be honest, I have no clue what to expect from them. Even when they were originally booked on the stage, I still had no clue what to expect. So I have no horse in the race, and I'm really excited to see this. This kind of reminds me a little bit of Lux and Hollow. I should say Chess standing in front of Lux and Hollow, because it's kind of like Chess and Twork are the only PGs that Murda Mook and Lux have stood in front of. So it's pretty interesting in that dynamic. All right, man. Let's move on, man. There's a lot more to talk about here. I do have to bring on Tru Foe to the show in about 20 minutes. He's going to talk to us all about Born Legacy. But before we talk about Tru Foe, I have some things to say about this Cassidy and Hitman battle. I slept on it over the weekend, and obviously we had our instant reaction on Friday to the match. We were all like, "Oh, what is happening?" And we seen all the people's responses. Right? What up, Chill Will? Clips in Your Honor. Why? It's gonna be a funny match. As far as Cassidy coming back to battle rap, shouts to RBE. I need to make sure we put this out there. There is a report on John John's show on Caffeine. He had Hitman on, and Hitman confirmed he was locked in for Brizz initially. Brizz was the first offer. Brizz did not respond for over 2 weeks after being contacted for the battle. Hitman lost motivation and being delayed. In fact, Cassidy wasn't even the second offer. The second offer was a Goods rematch. Oh, guess what? Cassidy wasn't even the third offer. The third offer was Ill Will, right? There was a lot to the table before Cassidy and Hitman happened. So don't look at Hitman like, oh, you're cherry picking. You picked the easy fight for a big bag. No, there were options way before Cassidy came into the table. And Hitman let this be known that, I wanted Brizz. We wanted Brizz. I was locked in for Brizz. Brizz is the one that couldn't make it happen. They offered me a Goods rematch, big money, but I'm not interested. Nobody wants to see that. Ill Will, unfortunately, he said it himself, end quote, the bag wasn't the same for Will, and he's an animal. And I kind of don't blame him for that. He's kind of, if the bag drops, a couple of 5 figures for a drastic rate for a much more riskier match, like, I can kind of respect the taking the Cassidy. Cassidy is the safest battle for the biggest bag. At that point, you're talking business, right? You're talking exposure. You're talking big audiences here, because I got to be honest. I know a lot of us don't like the fact that Cassidy's skill set's below average. He's really a below average battle rapper as far as what he performs on the stage. But I think it's a really big reflection on battle rap that he is a below average battle rapper. But because he's such a promo machine, he's a bigger draw than everybody. I know Jazz just said she doesn't really like Hitman or Will in her opinion, but I'm sure a lot of people would like Hitman and Will over Hitman and Cassidy, for to say the least, right? How come is it that we know the battle that's going to give us better content can't sell more than the battle that's going to give us, not so good content, right? Or potentially not so good content. And that's a testament to the lack of promo from sometimes battlers have, the lack of draw, the lack of eyeballs, maybe also the industry people always bringing a whole casual fans. So there's a big audience that just comes in and tunes in the battle rap for like that one sequence instead of being into the entire culture. Who knows? But I'll tell you this much, but beyond the actual performance, Cassidy does everything right as a battle artist. He checks every box beyond his performances. He promos. He links up with people. He spars. He does a whole round of interviews with all types of media outlets, big or small, right? I see people with 1,000 subscribers or less with Cassidy interviews. I see 15 Minutes of Fame and Hip Hop is Real with Cassidy interviews, all right? So he has no picks as far as like just getting his word out there and spreading the message. And I got to be honest, if you gave somebody like Rum Nitty Cassidy level promo, or even like a half of Cassidy level promo, he would level up so much. Cassidy is a promo god when it comes to battling. Tata says it's caffeine. We're not trying to sell at the venue. Let's have some coffee. I think Cassidy's good for battle rap. I'll be honest with you guys. Every time he comes around, what up, Fafletta? Every time he comes around, the timeline may not be happy, but they can't stop talking about it. The timeline can't help but get these jokes off. You know what I'm saying? We can't help to. Every time we put out a video of Cassidy, it gets a bunch of views and traffic. You know what I'm saying? It does. I like what it does. I like what it does, truthfully, respectfully. Now, as far as the actual battle, we've already talked about this. Hitman put himself in he says this is a high reward, low risk because he feels like Cassidy is easy. And based off of recent transactions, shout outs to Mr. Temperature Check for that slogan. Based off of recent transactions, yeah, Cassidy should be an easy opponent. The problem is nobody slam dunked on Cassidy yet. Like nobody has like really gotten him out of here completely to the level that we would like. Right, we know that there's people that can really do Cassidy bad, and we haven't really seen it. Cassidy beat Disaster. He had a couple highlights against Goods, even though he lost. The Arsenal battle is just unwatchable as a whole. So Hitman's job is to either 30 Cassidy, and look impressive the entire way. Hitman said himself he doesn't want to lose a round, so this isn't me putting the narrative. This is him putting the pressure on himself. Or best case scenario, Cassidy somehow adapts and it's better than what he previously was, which isn't that hard to do because he wasn't that good to begin with, right? He's better than what he previously was. We're impressed with the opportunity for him to improve, but Hitman still shows the levels. So you get the best version of whatever Cassidy looks like in this era, but you still beat him clearly every round while being entertaining. That's the best case scenario. If you get that, then, you know, you win. All right, let's read some of the chat here. Why is this a convo? Dame time, this is a convo because this is still big news, all right? You better be ready. There's going to be a bunch of Hitman and Cassidy promo all over your timeline for the next 2+ weeks, man, all right? And hold up, can we just have a little bit of laughs before we go on to our next topic and bring Tru Foe on real quick? Just a little bit. I still love that tweet. This is a tweet from some nonsensical, crazy fan of battle rap that felt the need to chime in on Hitman versus Cassidy. Let's get this on the screen, man, because this is very nasty behavior right here. Yo, this guy right here is crazy, bro. He has 89 responses, and he still hasn't taken this down, bro. This guy is crazy. Look at this. Why haven't you deleted this? The fuck did you just say? I beg your pardon? Hitman chimed in. Even Hitman responded. Excuse me? No, the fuck. Bro, I can't even say what this guy said on airwaves. I'm not even going to repeat it, but if you know, you know. Oh my goodness. For our audio listeners, I'm sorry you might miss out on this gem, but it'll be on YouTube so you can get the visual. Fast forward to the 23 mark of the video, and you'll get to laugh. Oh, Lord, what is this, bro? This guy is crazy. Say what now? Fam, just say he's gonna win. Calling the FBI. You got Big Lo's reaction. Oh, my goodness. Should we just report this, or we're gonna let him get away with it? Yo. Woo. All right. It's enough of that, man. If you want to go laugh at it, you know where to find it. That shit is just, it's a treasure. It's an absolute treasure, honestly. All right, I should be bringing on Tru Foe in about 10 minutes. So before I bring him on, let's talk a little bit about the top tier diss track remix. Let's pull this up on the screen. Hey, mama, that shit is just too funny, man. I can't help but crack up on that, man. It's just so funny, man. Jazz said, yeah, he got away with it, but he ain't get away with it. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Top tier diss track remix featuring Geechee Gotti, Av, Swamp, Loso, Real Sick, and B-Dot. Not in that order. But let's talk about it, guys. Who was your favorite verse, or who had your favorite verse? If you want to give me your top 2 or top 3 verses, that's fine too. Tell me about top tier diss track remix. I know Jazz said Av and Loso was her favorite. I seen that. She said Gotti was offbeat. Boo. Yo, Gotti was offbeat because he came at you. Cassidy. I missed the message is going fast. Geechee dissed Jazz and Official. Yes, he did. You like Geechee's verse. You like Geechee and Swamps. Av and Swamp. Av and Geechee. Av had the best verse. No Jazz slander from Geechee. What up, Yoshi? Salute to Yoshi G in the building. Line Legacy says Swamp, Geechee, and Av. Gotti was off beat, says Don Marino. Gotti's off beat. We not doing it. Hey, beyond Gotti being off beat, if that's your opinion, I have a bigger gripe with Gotti being on this remix. Geechee, you've been battling since like 2014. What kind of this new generation are you a part of? Like, you did your Proving Ground battle in 2016. Everybody besides Av on this flyer did their Proving Ground 2017 and up. Like, they're more newer generation than you. And Geechee, you battle almost every top tier. You battle Red, you battle Surf, you battle Chess, you battle Arsenal, you battle Ill Will, you battle Shotgun Suge. I don't know if you want to call Shotgun Suge top tier. Now it's up to you. But you battled almost all these guys. Who are you shooting at? There's only like 2-3 battles left for you. Like, what's happening? I gotta be honest, Geechee and Av didn't really fit the theme for me in this diss, but at least Av's verse was crazy fire. And Av still has a bunch of plates to go, like, get. Geechee's battled almost everybody. Geechee's battled 36 times in 3 years. Like, he's battled once a month for the last 3 years. Who hasn't he battled? Him taking 6 weeks off is like, oh, Geechee's gonna make his return. It's been 6 weeks. 42 days. All right, let's keep reading here. Yoshi says, all SoCal rappers off beat. B-Dot surprisingly raps very well on wax. Oh, snap. That's a shot right there. I like that energy. Tru Foe, we bringing you on very shortly after we finish talking about this. I'm going to send you the Zoom link. We're going to talk some Born Legacy for the next 30 minutes. Let me keep reading the chat. Lion Legacy says, Geechee took 6 weeks off and thought he was new again. And you know what, Lion Legacy? It's not even a full 6 weeks because he has a battle booked after it. So it's really like maybe like 30 days because he's at least writing for and memorizing for at least 12, right? So it's not even a full 6 weeks. J Max says DNA just smoked them, Goods just smoked them, Clips smoked them. I disagree with all that because all those battles are debatable and close. And actually have him winning 2 of those, so I don't know if he smoked them, to be fair. I feel like Geechee called out a Fisher just because he actually respects her. I feel like Geechee just wanted to just jump on this for the fuck of it. Just wanted to get on and just send a bunch of shots. Loso's my guy, all right? Loso's my guy. That's my friend, all right? And anything I tell him, I will tell you guys because I keep that transparency. I keep the same energy. I told him straight up, you're shooting at names that I really feel like you're never, I mean, not never, but you're not going to battle anytime soon. Like, King Los isn't going to come out and battle you right now. Iron Solomon's not going to come out and battle you. How's not going to come out and battle you? These are 3 guys with anticipated returns, and they have a whole bunch of other names. Like, why didn't you call out K-Shine, who you were booked against? Why didn't you call out people that I think were just, like, you actually had matches booked against? Like, I'm kind of like, wait, what's happening here? You just called out names to call out names. You could have actually accomplished something with this. Like, K-Shine and Loso can happen. That's a match that actually almost happened. It was booked. So, you know, I'm kind of shocked K-Shine didn't get called out by Loso on this. Jazz says, I think Loso just wanted to shoot at people nobody else would. I don't know, man. You got to have a target, man. You got to have a real... Everybody had a target here. Everybody had a target. Everybody had a match that except Geechee, I think. Everybody had a match that's been in the works. It's been lined up. Loso knew better than to call out Shine. King Fully... Loso and Shine was booked, bro. They was supposed to battle on the App Update 2 card back in, I think, October, November 2019. And it almost went down. It literally almost went down. So, like, you know, what the performance JC got, that should have been K-Shine. So, Sick didn't. Everybody wants Hollow from what I heard. I think Hollow's just taking a little hiatus from battle rap. It looks like he's just spectating right now, which is cool, which is good. You know, Hollow wasn't somebody that battles frequently anyway, so I like when Hollow really sits back and just analyzes the game for what it's worth. And a match will come for him when it's ready. Him and Rumnitty, him and Shine, whenever it's ready, it'll be on the table. M says, I hope I didn't miss the Misfit discussion. She was talking spicy last night. Unfortunately, we're going to get to that tomorrow because this is so much, M, that we can't cover it all today. But we will talk about Misfit's response to Jazz tomorrow. We have a lot of quotes. CJ says, what was your biggest problem with Mav? Boy, I stood in front of Hollows. All right. William, when was the last performance we talked about from Khan? Why are they talking about him? Listen, man, people want Cassidy to come back outside. Cassidy hasn't battled on URL since 2014. I don't blame people for saying 7 years have passed. It's a whole new era. We want to see what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Tru Foe, if you're still in the chat, get ready. I've just sent you the link. Please join in on the show with us so we can talk some Born Legacy 12 over the weekend, talk about your performance. Check your DM, sir. Conceited, stop. Listen, man, there's one thing battle rap does that I really dislike. Is like we disrespect our greats, right? Like we constantly just kind of just like tarnish what they've done. Like if you don't want to use what they've done to say they can be good now, that's fine. But this conceited slander and disrespect has to stop, all right? We open a Hall of Fame. Conceited going in there, all right? So just a little more respect, please. Now, can Rumnitty beat any of these guys? I agree with you. Maybe the chances are slim, but you got to respect our GOATs in this game, man. If we won't, then who will? If we won't respect our greats, then who will? All right, while we wait for Tru Foe to join, let's keep reading the chat. If you respect hustle. Listen, man, I'm going to leave that alone. Conceited earnest respect. Dominic says, no disrespect to Khan. But if he not fire, his legacy takes a hit. Khan's definitely a Hall of Fame. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Flo. Cassidy's rhymes age like milk. Now his legacy don't. He's rusty. He gets a pass, says Jazz. You see, there's a different perspective right there. All right, Mr. Tru Foe, waiting on you, sir. Please check your Zoom link because we have another 30 minutes, or about another 29 minutes to be exact, of airtime here. Everyone came back. Even Young Ill dropped the glass and came back, battled. Young Ill is somebody that I want to see on Caffeine. Let's just get that out there, right? Young Ill is somebody that I really, really want to see on Caffeine, all right? You know what I mean? I don't know what's the difficulties of getting him on. Clearly, he's not as accessible as we probably think if we can't see him that frequently. I don't know. Maybe just a phone call away. I'm not sure. But Caffeine, Young Ill, please give me all of that. I need that. I need that in my life. We're waiting on Tru Foe. There we go. Let's bring the man in the building. Mr. Tru Foe.
What's good? What's good?
Chicago, new Midwest movement, up and coming talent, ready to climb the ranks on the league. Welcome to LTBR Daily. After heard a fantastic performance over the weekend against Oops. How are you feeling, my brother?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. It was a dope performance, man. It was a good performance, man. Me just thinking about like damn, it could have been a little bit better, but overall it was good. It was a very good performance, very good showing.
Now, I know battle rappers are very critical of themselves, right? Because they practice the material a certain way, and whatever you practice is never all the way what actually comes out. Whether it's better or worse, right? What do you feel like you needed areas of improvement on when you walked off that stage?
Man, just like my pacing was way better than it was in the Cuban battle. Because in that Cuban battle, that was like my first three-round battle in a year. So I was kind of a little all over the place. Just breathing in certain parts, like some, not necessarily like material or no shit like that, but just like breathing, or like when you get reaction for a certain bar, like, just little shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm just gonna go into the next one, well prepared for that shit, man. You gotta practice that shit.
And how was Oops URL debut for the people that obviously none of us got a chance to see it, right? And you're gonna say you won, but I don't want to hear about a victory. I want to hear about the actual performance for a second.
Nah, Oops, his debut was it was fire. It's a good debut. It's a good debut. I know he gonna be on URL again for sure. So he definitely got crazy. We definitely did. We accomplished the goal there. I mean, we definitely did. We put on for the Midwest. That's what it was about.
And apparently you are ready for your next opponent moving forward.
Yeah. They gave me a name. And it's really up to him.
Okay, so ball's in his court. You've accepted his offer sheet already. You're ready.
Yeah. I'm with it. So let's see what he say.
Okay, awesome, man. Obviously, we'll find out who the name is at the time appropriate, or I'll just dig into the trenches myself and get the word of it. But we're looking forward to you progressing. I always say to myself, you say it yourself too, because you constantly let people know that you had to do a little bit of time during Ultimate Madness takeoff, and you feel like missing out on that moment really affected your momentum, because if you could have been in that tournament, maybe you could have won a round or two, and everybody in that tournament stock went up, right? Like Real Sick is the first rookie from UM1 to be headlining a card this weekend. Who knows what the possibilities could have been? Ultimate Madness 3, has that been conversations?
No, not 3, but I got some conversations about 4 though. Not big conversations, many little mentions like Tru Foe, But I heard something about 4. Not 3 though. I think 3 they been knew who was gonna be on 3 for a long time. So
yeah, I would push back heavy on trying to get into those tournaments, because sometimes it feels like coming up the ground. It's really hard to get that traffic unless you have a breakout performance, which I mean you're capable of having, right? But the chances of like exceeding your stock just is so much higher in the tournament. Obviously, there's a lot of risk as well, but if you win 1 to 2 rounds in a tournament, it's almost like oh, you're in the Final Four and you're almost another victory away from actually walking
Yeah,
over the bag, being in the history books.
Yeah, right now I'm really getting it out the mud. Like I'm really getting it out the mud, like kind of like the more traditional way. You feel what I'm saying? Because I did miss that tournament and it hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because I definitely got calls to be on Ultimate Madness 1, but caught that little case and shit, and it hurt. You feel me? So now I'm back. But that's why when I got out of jail, I took a lot of battles to test my pen. That's why a lot of my recent performances that's out on YouTube, stumbles here and there and all that. But that was because I did like 6 battles in 8 weeks. You feel me? I was just testing my pen to see if I could do it. And what I learned from that is I can write. I gotta zone more in the preparation, like memorization and shit. So that was my little test. So by the time one of these tournaments come around, I'll be well prepared for it, because that's what I had in mind when I came home.
Oh no, I'm looking forward to it, man. And one thing about you are very active on the socials. You have an online presence, or at least you're continuously building one, which is good effort from your end. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to call battle rappers lazies, but like there's a lot of little things that you guys have to do aside from the ring that some people aren't doing. Then they complain why they're not getting opportunities. You're trying, right? You're trying. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Right.
Can you make Piranha try as well? I feel like he's another guy just as talented as you, but almost way more quieter than you.
Yeah. Man, what I can try. I'm gonna holler at my boy. You feel me? I definitely can. He still got like this kind of mindset where you can't. He kind of still got that street mindset. You know, and when you coming in the battle rap with it, that's my brother. When you coming in the battle rap with it, you gotta kind of disregard some of the shit people say because it's the internet, and you being like coming from being in prison for 4.5 years. It's like what you say to me. He still got that type of energy, so he real. Reserved with
you know
what I'm saying?
I'm seeing a bit of the chat saying that he's very active on Facebook.
He's way more active on Facebook.
Facebook's the only place LTBR is not on. So all the Facebook transactions we miss, for better or for worse, because I know better at Facebook is a wild place. Right?
Yeah. Piranha had a big him and Swamp had like a big fucking thing on Facebook going for months. You feel me? So like, yeah, maybe on Twitter he can turn it up. Like that's what you gotta know. Like when you come in a battle rap, like Twitter, where it's at. You gotta turn it up on a Twitter when you're a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that too.
How difficult is it to manage all three? Because like us as a media outlet, we don't even touch Facebook because we're like, we don't want that audience, or we don't have any business there. But Twitter and Instagram, we're balancing. But there's a bunch of us that we can all like share these profiles and manage this responsibility. What up, Easy? Easy, the Black Captain in the building. For you as an individual artist to manage your Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, how difficult is it?
It's kind of difficult. And now, like, when you get a little bit, like, I ain't got no crazy bud, but even, like, a little bit more, like, people know you a little bit, you got to watch what you put on there. You know, you got, especially Facebook, like, Facebook a little bit more personal, you know, so you got to watch what you say, how you say it, you feel me, what you saying. So it's shit I'm learning, man. I'm a pretty reserved dude, though. I stay to myself. I don't really get in people's business, none of that shit. You know, I talk my battle rap shit, and that's about that. So, and it's not that hard to manage, but I could see it being a job for a motherfucker, though. You feel me? I definitely can.
You know, I was talking to some URL staff yesterday as far as marketing in the world of the entertainment industry, right? And an interesting quote here from one of the staff members. They said, marketing effectively is like treating the experience like a job. And we were just talking about Cassidy earlier, how like Cassidy is a below average battle rapper, but because he has phenomenal marketing, he's able to be a bigger draw than people. And I feel like guys like on your level are more talented than Cassidy. If you guys stand in front of Cassidy, we know the results. But is that marketing aspect, who would have known that that's the biggest part of everything besides what you do in the ring, right? Yeah. And it almost feels like there's no full template. There's no way to learn this. But what have you learned? What have you learned over the years to like just get yourself out there more?
Man, you gotta talk. You gotta say something. But also about that, you gotta get busy when it's time to perform, though. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get busy if you're gonna be talking that shit. You know what I'm saying? So definitely talking more, being more active, like just saying little shit. You know, sometimes you gotta like throw little shots. You got to be kind of petty a little bit too on there, just to get that, just to get that audience in there. But I'm still learning, to be real with you, like trying to get my, you know what I'm saying, like the other day, right, last week, I was hitting up platforms, nobody was responding. So I had to throw a little tweet out there like, don't nobody want to respond to me. Well, fuck y'all then. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple more. You hit me back after that. I don't know if you seen that.
I didn't see it, but it worked out. It worked out. You know, it worked. You can say it worked, and I'll buy it.
Yeah. I threw a little petty shout out there. A couple medias hit me up like, yo, Tru Foe, what's up? I'm like, hey, all right, thanks, man.
That's good. That's good,
yeah,
man.
You know
talking shit to us too, because sometimes even us, like we'll pick the big storylines, right? And there's a lot of things in between that just kind of falls under the radar that we don't pick up again. And if you guys don't come knocking on our door, sometimes we won't pick those things up.
Yeah, like that's where it's at. Like even with my where I'm at in my battle rap career, it's like, nigga, I'm here too. Like, you feel me? Don't forget about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all put that. I remember 2019, y'all put that top 5 like PG list on there, and I was one of them dudes. You feel me? So it's just like, hey, y'all don't forget about me either. I'm here too. You know what I'm saying?
I was a top prospect in this draft. Don't write me off yet. I'm not a bust.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I had a Ben Simmons year where I had to sit down. You know what I'm saying? So, and which was crazy because when I first started like building some momentum, P actually said like, man, you fire Tru Foe just as fire as these other dudes, but you might need a red shirt. Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What you mean? You want me to not rap? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? Hell no. And but it actually turned out to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm, them dudes that I came in with or that I was a prospect with, they getting their little shine from being on the tournament. Now I'm back home and going through the mud, going through the trenches, trying to build my shit back up too. You feel me? So it kind of worked out that way anyway, which, you know what I'm saying? Which I don't mind. I don't mind doing the dirty work. I don't mind getting it out the mud.
I'm happy that you know there's a lot of dirty work that needs to be done, and you're progressing. I have no doubt that with the right opportunity, if you knock it out the park, hit the home run, we will see you more often than less. I do want to throw it to the chat because I also want to talk about some Born Legacy 12. You was in the building for it. I'm going to throw it to the chat. Chat, what battles do you want to hear Tru Foe talk about as far as a performance, any individual battles? If you want to hear the results of his winners, his losers, what do you guys have to say out there? We're going to cover the whole event. We're going to cover the whole event briefly. We're gonna do a lightning round through it. But what do you guys want to start with? I see some Cannon Emerson Kennedy, some Marvin Bill, Quest and Core, Cannon Emerson Kennedy again. Let's start with Quest and Cortez because Jazz requested that. Jazz the rapper. We'll put her request.
Jazz.
We'll put her request. We'll cue it up at the top of the list. She said Quest and Core. Who won? What you think of it?
It was a dope battle.
I heard crazy things about Quest's third.
I can't remember the first 2 rounds. I think Core might have got the first. You know what I'm saying? Quest definitely got the third. You know what I'm saying? Like that. The third wasn't even close. You know, I mean, I don't want to say it was like a wash, but like just like Quest really commanded the room in the third. Like his vote. You could hear that nigga across the street, like the vocal projection. He's like, he been here for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So I might have some Midwest bias. I'm gonna go Quest 2-1, but Cortez was in there rapping though, for sure.
I feel like beyond the Midwest bias is also that room bias. If you have the bottom of the third as your best round, that's what we're gonna remember the most. Because it's the last out of the 6 rounds that we have to
like
watch
that in my
of
battle.
His performance.
It was kind of like that in my battle too. Like. Oops, third was fucking ridiculous. You understand? Like, it was like, I did my thing in the third, but his third was crazy. So it was just like, all right.
Yeah, that's expected from him always. Let's keep rolling here. Emerson Kennedy and Big Cannon. What was the real quick, before you say what you have to say, I have some quotes here from both. Let me read you this. This is funny, bro. Big Cannon says, that battle wasn't debatable. I think I got every round. Emerson Kennedy says, it's not close at all. He took all the same angles everyone takes against me. He has not elevated his pen, and I am searching for someone that's going to actually write.
Yeah.
They both feel the exact opposite. There's no way both people feel like they 3-0'd each other. That's a That's a 6-round swing, all right? That's 3 rounds to the left, 3 rounds to the right. Who won? Who's lying here?
I honestly wasn't. So the way they had it, like the way they was like doing the interviews and shit, I missed Big Cannon and shit, and I was mad because Cannon from Chicago, and once they closed the door, they wasn't letting nobody in no more. So you had to like listen. It was like you could listen through the door. That's what we was doing if you wasn't in there. Like it was a crowd, but once the battle started, if you was outside, you was outside. So I didn't hear much of that battle. I mean, Cannon told me he won, and Emerson Kennedy told me he won after I talked to both of them. So I just guess I gotta see it. I'm sorry I can't get much insight on that battle.
We're gonna steal this quick question from Jalen Jacoby on ESPN, right? It's called soft move or boss move. Ryder bought a Versace shirt, $1,200, and his opponent didn't come to battle because his opponent was couldn't make it to battle, unfortunately. So the battle's getting rescheduled. Soft move or boss move? Wasting $1,200 on the shirt and you can't even battle.
No, I don't know. Damn, I don't know if I could tell y'all.
No, we can't disclose it. We can't disclose it. But it's okay. Yeah. He could not battle for a valid reason. The battle will be resescheduled. That's fine. But it looks kind of crazy, Tru Foe, to waste 4 figures on the shirt and then your opponent's not there. Like, he's returning it today, right? He went back to return it.
No, he still got it. He took the tag off. I seen him take the tag off. Yeah.
But then you don't get your back end. You didn't battle. Like, what if you were waiting for your back end to like, all right, I'm good. I bought this shirt. You know what I'm saying? I got my back end.
I mean, I think Ryder's straight. Ryder ain't fucked up about no money, man. Ryder ain't fucked up.
Nah, it's all jokes. It's all jokes, Ryder. It's all jokes. Just making light of the situation. I look forward to you and London going down in the near future. But other battles that went down that night as well. Let's talk about Marv 1 and Bill Collector.
Dope battle. It's debatable. I'm on my Midwest shit, so I'm gonna lean towards Marv, but it's a quality battle. It's a good battle.
Without giving away too much of the content, Bill Collector's third round wasn't so much directed towards Marv, but it was about the culture and all the things that battle rappers have been wanting to address. Express to me a little bit about what he said and how did it resonate with you.
I mean, just him being a vet and the way he get to feel about shit, like. I hope to get to that position one day to where I could even think to feel about like how he was. He was just saying like what he deserved, and he really has put in a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it go unnoticed when I don't know why it be like that for them. But like, you know what I'm saying? He was definitely dropping jewels. Like, just know your value and know what you worth in this game and shit. So that's good. That's good for a nigga like me who rising in the game. To hear shit like that and try to make my own little critiques and moves and shit.
Yeah, every single battle rapper that talked about that round talked about how it was something that they've been wanting to say. So it sounds like for the vets that feel like they're not getting their value, they felt like they had somebody speak on their behalf. And for somebody like you who just said, I don't feel like I'm at his level yet, but I aspire to get there, it also spoke to you too. What do you think about rounds like that in battle rap? Like, do you think there's times where we have to sacrifice the winner and loser of a battle to get that message across? Like,
but sometimes I mean, like, that's what this shit about. Like, when it come from a real place from like where you wrote it, like, who cares if it had 30 punchlines? If you made me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like super infatuated with punchline rap or you know what I'm saying? So when it's coming from a real place, I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? If you took your situation and applied it in a battle and got your message across, that's what it's for. That's what being an artist is about. See, get your message across. So I fucked with it, man.
I look very much forward to watching that battle a lot. It's a really fun battle. A dope headliner for Born Legacy. We got Chico in the building. Don Marino's still in the building. So talk to me about his battle with Danger Zone. Danger Zone said it was a classic, right? Don Marino said he did a lot of good work. He was on DNA's show pretty much talking about it, right? But I can't take Don's word. Don might be a little biased for Don Marino, so I got to take your word for it.
I told Don Marino, too. I told Don, what up, Don? I said, man, Don, I'm not the biggest fan of you, but you got.
Why would you say that? Why not? Why not? What's going on?
Because I wanted him to know that I meant that he got crazy. I'm not the biggest fan of Don. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
But me being on Born Legacy though, it made me realize how good you gotta be to be on URL. Like you gotta be real good.
People don't realize that. Like I don't want to say this in a bad way, right? But the lower tier guy on URL, right, or the guy that's on smaller cards, is better than people in almost every other league, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the third string player in the NBA. They're better than everybody else in the world.
Still. Yeah, I just watched a video where Brian Scalabrine killed this dude. Nope. My bad. Somebody
you got a phone call. You good? Brian Scalabrine killed somebody. He was killing somebody.
Yeah, he killed this high school prospect. They played one-on-one dog walker.
Listen, Mike Miller, who's retired from the league, has a video playing against a college student. This is a guy that's retired already. Hasn't played professional basketball for at least maybe 4 or 5 years. And he was cooking this college prospect that's probably 20 years younger than him. More energy, more athleticism, more youth. And he's cooking them. So, the people on the league that are battling on the smaller cards, don't come at people in the Survivor Series or Born Legacies. And there's nothing wrong with being a Crucible, because everybody, the level of skill, poise, and presence and ability you need to be on URL, it's a reason why you're now battling professionally.
Yeah, no, for real. And Don got crazy. I got Don winning that battle 2-1 clear. You feel me? Danger Zone had some fire shit. Like material-wise, it was crazy, but Don just felt like Don had something to prove up there. You know what I'm saying? When Don get in that, my Theo, when he get to talking about his uncle and shit, like that's when that shit get the cover, bro. That shit was fire, you know what I'm saying? So Don really did his shit. I fucked with it. Don got crazy.
Yeah, Don Marino, I mean, people like to, it's really easy to make him the butt of a joke, right? And I know his style. There's some people that don't like his style. You just said yourself you're not the biggest fan of him. But I tell you what, anybody in the world would trade places with him right now if they're not on URL.
Oh, because
he has such a successful... If he stopped battling today, he can say, I had a successful career on URL. I headlined the card. I battled Swamp. I battled in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? I battled... Cuban, I battled Prep, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on. I battled Pass, he battled the Legend in Pass, he battled Danger Zone just now.
No,
he battled Rum Nitty, even though he lost to Nitty, right? But he's got a culmination of opportunities that he's accomplished on the league that some people won't even get a chance to sniff, like.
For sure. No, you gotta be fired to be on this URL stage, bro. Especially to make it to Born Legacy. You gotta be fired, but for sure, you gotta get crazy.
Let's talk about next in Rubando. I heard a bar from Rubando that was quoted as going around Twitter. It was like diamond push-ups to the ground. I'll Rockefeller.
No, I think Rubando one of them crazy punchers. He in that lineage of punchline niggas. You know what I'm saying? So like he be thinking of some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Next be coming with the performance and shit. Like this was another battle I missed because I was on some like doing interviews and shit. They closed the door, but you could hear it through the door. And I couldn't see the performance, but bar wise it was going crazy. And like people didn't really have no winner coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? I heard people say next, I heard people say Rubando. So that's probably gonna be preference in what you're looking for.
Rubando's a guy that always kind of has highlights, and he'll always have a couple of bars in his performances that's like, whoa, that was really creative. But if you're gonna take the puncher's ladder, you're gonna go down that hierarchy, that tree. It's just really difficult to build your career because you have to have such condensed, high level punchlines consistently for 3 rounds, where even Rum Nitty and Av, who are the best punchers in the world, can lose steam doing such. Imagine somebody that's not at their level. So he does have a difficult trajectory to climb. And more importantly, in this era, you know it as well as anybody else, talking to people, angling, being direct, that's what's probably your biggest bread and butter so far in the COVID setting. So
because I done tried to write a million punchlines, and it ain't for me. I can't do it. not at that level. You feel what I'm saying? I get you something, set something up crazy or something, but to come like how Rum Nitty and Av and Fonz and Rubando, the way they said that's a difficult task. You feel me? So
yeah. And next, he's still really raw. He's still really young as a talent. He has so much qualities and potential. But my favorite thing about him is how intricate his pen can be, how performance oriented he is, and how self-aware he is when he's performing. Because he has these little moments where he knows how to get a reaction away from his opponent. He knows how to use props. He knows how to do all the little intangibles that you kind of can't teach. So, like, knowing how to do that stuff is just like IQ, right?
Yeah.
Mastering it is just trial and error.
Yeah. Now, next is fire, and he confident in himself. Like, that's big when you're a battle rapper. Like, having that confidence in yourself, he real he know. Like, yeah, this it. You feel me? So, next just got that fire energy. Next is dope.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are still like teetering. Some people don't see the potential. Shouts to the chat, Lil Reggie. I am a fan. I'm a fan of the potential. But when people are showing potential, I have to lower my expectations. I can't expect Tru Foe to be a prime Big T. I have to expect Tru Foe to be Tru Foe, right? I can't expect Next to be like one of these West Coast guys that are already established. I have to expect him to be like him. So I'm lowering my expectations to see the little traits of potential greatness in the near future.
For sure.
Jack Boy and Prez did not go down this weekend?
No.
Okay. I think we got all the battles, did we?
No, Danyana. That was the battle of the night.
Battle of the night.
Danyana was battle of the night. And them niggas was rapping. It wasn't just all. They did what we love them to do, but they both came in wanting people to know that they could rap. You know what I'm saying? So
a lot of people said they were shocked at what Dot brought to the table. Why is that?
Bro, he really was putting shit together. Like, you know, he was still him, but he was rhyming a little more. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Dot was getting crazy, you know what I'm saying? He was giving you his story, you know what I'm saying? Giving you that pain. And it's like, I think sometimes when we get the entertainment of Dot, but he don't be wanting people to laugh. He be wanting them real serious, like, this real shit, but it's just him. So he got that entertainment factor that he probably don't want you to, like, he don't want you to laugh. He wants you to be like, it's a real bar. You feel what I'm saying? So
he's kind of like a Alex Caruso. Like, everybody loves him. There's nobody that dislikes him. He has the ability to be really good at times and shows it in flashes. And that's what Dot is right now. Like, everybody is a Dot fan. When they say Dot, they Dot. You know what I mean? Like, everybody gets excited. Everybody's just happy to see him around. And it looks like he's leveled up, but I don't want to say like leveled up. It sounds like he's had this potential to do this entire time, and just now finally wants to show to the world, because everybody sounded shocked from his performance. He sounded like, I'm ready to be this version of myself. Like, I knew I could be this version. I'm ready to be this.
Danyana was probably like the best battle of the night, the best back and forth. I mean, I heard some people say me and Oops was good too, but me and Oops started the battle. We battled first. We set the tone, and they was just like saying like, yo, them two battles was real, real good. You feel me? So that's dope. But Danyana was the battle of the night for sure.
That's what's up, man. Real quick, man. Shout out to Mr. Check the Temperature, one of my peers in media in the building. And I know we still got Chico in the building. We still got Jazz watching the show. So I want to ask you and I guess Don Marino. And unfortunately, Jess hasn't battled yet, so she can just chime in, period, even though she hasn't got a chance to experience this. It looks like these app-exclusive events, these off-caffeine cards, have a different, like, aura. They have a different energy, have a different level of just, like, atmosphere, right? Yeah. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying it's different. And it looks like these are the battles that, on paper, people might be like, but when it drops and it happens, everybody really likes it. Why do you think that is? Because, like, most of us trying to get to caffeine. Shit, you know what I'm saying? So, but the energy be different though. Like, it's just a more grimier feel. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a rugged feel. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never been on caffeine, but just Don says caffeine battles are stressful. It's more of a production. It's more of a production with caffeine. It seemed like I ain't never been on caffeine, but it seemed like more of a production, which is cool. The game need that, but you also still need these type of cars where it's just like, oh man, they feel like they in the back alley, like, and you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. So I think the game need both. Like, people gonna complain like this card. The game does need both. Born Legacy 12, like, people, like, I even felt the way, like, they ain't even give us a trailer. This is the first Born Legacy that they didn't get a trailer. You know what I'm saying? I got to be honest. I was a little critical. I kind of like, yo, URL, you kind of mailed it in a little bit. You could have gave these guys a trailer. You could have given them a little more opportunity to promo, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because in my case, right, it's like, I worked so hard to get to these cars. Like, I even worked hard to get to Survivor Series. Then I work hard to get to Born Legacy. Then when you get to these cars, they're like, oh, this shit's trash.
now it's trash. This is Ascension Part 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro, like, y'all gonna just kill me. I've been grinding, you feel me? But after that, after the battle, though, out of the last 4 Born Legacies, 9, 10, 11, 12, they were saying like 12 was the best one. Overall.
There's definitely a lot of hidden gems in those Born Legacy off app battles, and I think the biggest reason is because there's no live audience, there's no live way to hear or watch the battle, so it becomes hearsay. It becomes whoever's in the building and the battle rappers giving gems away, plotting the seeds to the narrative that we're gonna watch, and it becomes like the old school days where it's like a battle happened. If you weren't there, you have to wait for it to drop.
Yeah, this one was crazy because first off, it was an honor because it was 5 Midwest niggas on the card, and that was dope. I like that a lot. You feel me? So it wasn't the typical people you see, but it's all people who've been working. You feel what I'm saying? And everybody had that little chip on the shoulder, like, because when you got that, when we got to Orlando and shit, niggas was like, they was shitting on this car. Everybody got to go crazy. You know, everybody was talking about it like they was shitting on us. You feel me? So we got to make sure. And and it wasn't no duds. It wasn't it's real good battles. I ain't going crazy. Like, and I think another thing that hurt it, like when JC battled Prep, everybody, oh, Prep killed JC, and who? Then they come out, it's like, what? Like, he didn't kill this man at all. You feel me?
It almost works against you because you can walk away with like that storyline, and then the battle drops and the storyline hurts you.
Yeah, it'll hurt. I seen that happen a couple times, so that's why I ain't want nobody to overhype my shit. We had some good battles. You know what I'm saying? We did our thing. Everybody, the whole card, it's a solid card. It's a very good card. It was a good battle. It was good battles. Every battle was good.
For my last question, right, as far as caffeine and app exclusive cards, right, the environment. When you're on caffeine, you know there's going to be at least 10,000 plus people watching, right? We see it in the votes. 5-figure amount of eyeballs, maybe even 6 figures. You know, you never know, right? There's thousands of people watching, right?
Yeah.
And in the app room, for what it's worth, it's the battlers and the staff. The level of pressure is different. Describe to me what do you think about the level of pressure, like when you see somebody can perform well on an app card, but they can't perform the same way on a caffeine card, or vice versa.
Man, I don't know, man. I try to always rise to the occasion, man. But if you got that in your mind, I don't really think as a battle rapper, just in my mind, I'm not thinking, man, it's 15,000 people watching. Like, that's not me. I'm just zoned out. Like, I'm just like, let me get this. I'm
it's like you're aware of it, but it doesn't construct your mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
So sometimes, but if you, like, say you battling, right, and this just happened in a small room, so I can imagine how it'd be on caffeine. If you battling and you stumble on a word or some shit, you can't think about it. Like, you would think, like, damn, like, you feel me? Like, you can't do that, because then that's gonna cause you to think about the rest of the round, and you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. You just gotta kind of have tunnel vision, man. You gotta have tunnel vision and put on. That's just in my case. Like, I'd be aware of it, but I wouldn't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, my brother, I'm looking very much forward to your battle drop, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get a little sneak peek. And when it does, I will send you a message for my feedback. Keep promoing, man. Go on your media run before the battle drops, and when the battle drops, promo never ends. You know what I'm saying? Marketing is 24/7, 365. And good work, man. I appreciate your growth. I'm looking forward to more great things from you.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
All right, Tru Foe. Take care, man.
Love.
All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. LTBR Daily, as always, Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. to 11:30, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be back tomorrow with CC. I appreciate Jazz and Don rock with me the entire time. Mr. Temp Check, salute to you. We had a packed out building. CJC, Tata, Hands the Great, GMT, Lopez. We're giving a quick shout out. CC, you was in the chat. CC, I see you sharing the broadcast. CC, you was being a little low. I see you quiet there, but I see you. Shout outs to the people that's anonymous in here. Make a profile and join the community. It's a fun community. Shaz, Hardcore Flavor, G4, Juan, Kiera, King Foley, 4-time PV, Dale Simmons, Shoe Gang, Boss Man, Theories, William Bagels, Mama in the building, Lil Reggie. I know how you feel, Lil Reggie. I know you have some controversial opinions that conflict with ours, but we appreciate your presence always. Toaster Diamond, CP803, Dom, Juan, Juwan, MVP. Everybody, I appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow, man. The show will be uploaded today on all streaming platforms, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts. and it'll be on YouTube in a couple of hours. Appreciate everybody. Do these get uploaded to YouTube? Yes, they will, Jazz. They get uploaded the same day. All right, man. Everybody have a wonderful Monday. And best believe it's a jam-packed week. We got tons of things to talk about. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow.